Hello, I'm a random fuck under a bridge with a shitty store-bought headphones, and I'm here to, basically ramble and bitch about whatever the fuck comes to mind. And what's on my mind today? Well, I'm going to mostly be bitching about Star Wars, Disney, the state of sci-fi, and why I think Warhammer 40k would be a great new, chapter to bring the media into. Not the media, but it'd be a great new genre to focus on, to give it the Star Wars, Star Trek treatment, you know what I mean? Not the Star Wars, Star Trek thing in the way of making really shitty trilogies and shit all over the fans and, do all the shit that we did to Gina Carano. Holy shit. But I mean, let's just go over it. Let's be honest. Star Wars is fucked. Let's just be no bones about it. After everything that happened with Gina Carano, after the fucking failure of the trilogy, with Kathleen Kennedy basically proving everyone right, and the fact that she is the most incompetent person to ever fucking exist, Jesus shit. I would trust this franchise to a toothless bum at this point over her, honestly. Sorry for the pauses, I'm fucking puffing a stogie here. But, let's just be honest, after all that shit, Star Wars ain't coming back. No one fucking cares anymore. We fucking laughed at the sequels. We laughed at the prequels. You know what's funny? We laughed at the prequels, but at least the prequels had heart. At least they tried, you know what I mean? At least it was a fucking passion project. Yes, it was full of shitty politics and shit, but it was something that George wanted to put in because he felt it helped complete things. And in a fucking way it did. It gave us all kinds of shit. It gave us the Clone Wars, it gave us, it let a whole lot of cool shit branch out from it. But it's just over now. We had Knights of the Old Republic. We had the original trilogy. We had fucking, Battlefront, I guess. We've done it. We've done everything. We've run this fucking thing into the ground. No one gives a shit anymore. It's not like we wanted to stop giving a shit about it, but they kind of forced our hand, didn't they? They really did. What are we supposed to do? We came back for The Mandalorian, but then you fucked that up. So I just don't know I just don't know what you want from me. I don't know what you expect from your fans right now. What the fuck do you think is gonna happen? How the fuck does this lady still have a job? She's actively ruining what could still be a multi-billion-dollar franchise if you just fucking gave a shit. If you stopped treating it like a platform for all your fucking politics and you just made good fucking movies with good fucking writers, it would still be making you billions of fucking dollars. But no, we gotta cram it full of agendas, and we gotta fucking call all the fans, sexist, racist neckbeards. You fucking wonder. And you fucking wonder why the fuck you're doing so shitty. I don't know why the fuck Disney still keeps this woman around. I don't know if there's some, secret contract or there's, some behind-the-scenes shit that... I don't know if she fucking has a gun to the back of Mickey's head or some shit. I don't know how the fuck this lady has a job. If you are in charge of constructing buildings and you fucking tear down 3 blocks of houses whenever you build a new building and you fuck up building the building anyway, I don't know how the fuck you keep your job. But this fucking lady's defied all the odds. She's literally it's like Chernobyl. She's literally doing everything she possibly fucking can to fucking draw back this fucking slingshot. And it's gonna hit her right in the fucking nuts. It's gonna hit Disney right in the fucking nuts. It practically is right now. It's fucking done. It's just fucking done. So just make your peace with it. It was a great universe. It had so much fucking cool shit in it. It still had so much potential. Granted, like, Luke's story was more or less done, sure. And you could give him a fucking a sequel trilogy that he actually deserves, sure. And you can put him in The Mandalorian and, you know, hype everyone up, sure. But that doesn't necessarily mean it has to stay focused on him. You can just do shit that takes place in the universe. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But we can't anymore. Sorry. The fucking extended universe was cut out, and the fucking extended universe is gone. You know, all the retcons are just fucking retarded. It literally all just boils back down to fucking Palpatine, which fucking, you know, remember when there was cool shit like Darth Nihilus? Yeah, great. Well, fuck that. You know, now it's just goddamn. Now it's literally just all Skywalkers and Palpatines, and now the Skywalker bloodline's dead. Oh, F in the chat for the Skywalker bloodline, and the Solo bloodline, and the fucking. And well, Kenobi didn't have anyone. But Palpatine won. I mean, there's literally nothing stopping him. There's literally nothing stopping Palpatine from just saying, oh, well, just because I'm in a fucking clone body doesn't mean this is the last fucking one, you dingbat. Yeah, you blew up this one. Guess what? I have like 5 in the basement, and I just popped into a new one. What's stopping Palpatine from just doing that? Coming back and like possessing her grandchild or some shit. I'm a Jedi. I'm a woman! Like, the franchise is fucking dead, and Rey killed it. Oh, poor Mace Windu. If only he had 2 lightsabers, it would have worked out for him. Oh well. Motherfucker! So, yeah, make your peace with it. Star Wars is dead. It's dead. Its potential, its future potential has just been snuffed out. They're gonna keep trying to puppet this corpse along, but like with shit like the High Republic, and after everything that's happened with the Mandalorian, it's just a fucking dead franchise. I don't know what to fucking tell you. It's a dead fucking franchise. What else? So what else do we have? Well, Doctor Who is gone. It's just been fucking ruined by the same shit. You know, all the fucking woke agendas and the fucking, it turns out that the doctors were actually, the first doctor actually fucking tortured a black girl to death a bunch of times to gain immortality from her, and then just fucking forgot about her and went off to do his white guy adventures. Don't you feel bad for it, you bigots? That's why the next doctor is a woman, and the next one's a lesbian black woman, and the next one's gonna be a trans Cuban in a fucking wheelchair. You bigots. So obviously that franchise is fucked. So what else we got? Well, we have motherfucking Star Trek, which is also fucked through the same goddamn thing. Oh, all of our fucking main characters are the bestest girls ever. They can do everything. They never face repercussions for any of their actions, and they cause all kinds of mayhem and tension, and not the good kind of tension, like just the annoying kind. Like, it's just fucked. It's a fucked franchise, especially with the failure of an animated series and all the goddamn Picard shit and everything else. It's just gone. It's just not gonna work anymore. Sorry. Again, all these things had great potential, had lots of future, plots that could still be used, lots of money that could still be made, with everyone, including the fans, smiling and laughing along the way, but no. No, we had to fuck everything up. You maniacs, you blew it all up. God damn you all to hell. Anyway, so where do we go from here? Most of the fucking all our great franchises are fucked. The sci-fi universe is fucked. I mean, we have Blade Runner, but that's more cyberpunk than all-out sci-fi. And I can't wait for them to fuck that up. So what else do we get? What else do we have? Well, we have Warhammer 40K, which is kind of steadily gaining popularity. Well, that's not a bad idea. It's really fucking badass. Has a never-ending supply of great visuals. You can literally just make up whatever fucking story you want in the setting because there's no, like, main overarching plot. So you can literally fucking do anything you want through multiple genres. You can make an all-guardsman party-style comedy. You could make a Death of Hope, like, style, intense, gritty, like, grimdark showcase, like, for horror. Like, you can do all kinds of different things. Like, if you could make something like Hell's Reach. Like, that would be fucking awesome. Like, imagine if some of these creators, like the guy who made Death of Hope, the guy who made Hell's Reach, the guy who made Astartes 1 through 5, like, imagine if these people were given, like, budgets and, like, crews to work with them. Like, imagine that shit. This is a genre that is just ripe for the picking, and it is a tree that can be picked for a long time, as long as you do it right. Because here's the goddamn problem: who gets a hold of 40K? Who would Games Workshop sell out to? Well, given the fucking trend that they seem to be going on, it's more than likely that they're going to give Warhammer's movie rights over to someone like Disney or someone in Hollywood who has an agenda. And that would kill this fucking franchise before it even got off the ground. Like, it would just be over. Because first off, these people don't give a shit about lore. No one in these fucking companies who make these movies or write these comics or fucking make these TV shows give a shit about the lore. Any fucking lore that they come across, they don't give a shit about it. They don't care about it. All they want to know is just enough to be able to hang their goddamn agenda over it. So if they came out with 40K and they came at it the way they went after, like, Doctor Who or something, you want to know what it would be? It would be fucking Vulcan. It would be Vulcan. Vulcan would be a chick because, like, some of the Primarchs would be chicks. Vulcan would be a black woman, and she would lecture Gilliman over the white privilege that he has. I'm willing to bet you that would be a scene that fucking happens. But here's the fucking beautiful thing about it. You don't have to be political in 40K. 40K is like a post, whatever the fuck policy we have here. The 40K setting is post that. There's no racism because A, there's trillions of us, and we're on all kinds of different planets, so no one gives a shit anymore. And B, no one has fucking time for that shit because we're too busy trying to get our faces from getting eaten off by tyrannids and shit. There's no fucking racism. There's no sexism because we need the numbers, so as long as you can get a las gun and a bayonet and you understand the words of the Emperor's Prayer, then great. Charge in and fucking die like the rest of us. I don't care. Except unless you're a mutant, in which case you can go fuck yourself. But there's a lot of settings, there's a lot of themes in 40K that are ripe for exploration. The horrors of war, the psychological makeup of an empire that knows only war, and how that wears down on the human spirit or some shit like that. There can be all kinds of gun-toting shit, that all kinds of action and all kinds of shit like that. But I'm just saying that there's a lot of themes that can be explored that would really, make it for excellent fucking media. And plus, most of this shit just looks badass. But again, none of that fucking matters to these people. They don't care about the lore. They'll fucking see Slaanesh and immediately go, oh, well, we can use that as an allegory for misunderstood gays and trans. Like, Slaanesh will be a good god that just wants people to be themselves. Like, that'll be how she, it's portrayed as, like, this misunderstood transgender that just wants people to express themselves. I'm willing to bet you that would happen. Korn would obviously be a straight white male. Even, like, I know that doesn't make sense, but that's how it would fucking be. I don't know about Tzeentch and Nurgle. I don't fucking care. We'd never get that fucking far because they don't care about any of that shit. They don't care about any of the nuanced kind of shit. They would completely ignore the fact that the Sisters of Battle and the Sisters of Silence and the fucking Calidus assassins exist. And they'll say, the Space Marines are men only, so this is all sexist. So now we're gonna add female Space Marines and have them talk about the trials and tribulations of being a woman in a man's war. Like, oh my fucking god. Space Marine lesbians, imagine that shit. No. Imagine this. Imagine a Black Templar cutting through, like, hordes of Necrons and shit. And then as he comes back drenched in machine oil and, like, with half his ribs gouged out and, like, a fucking sword, like a fucking Necron's halberd wedged into his fucking jump pack, this fucking human comes up and lectures him about his white privilege. You kill all those guys, but, what about the black people who live in these holes, who don't have power armor and fancy weapons to defend themselves? They have to live on their wit. They have to live, they have to live with a shiv, or they have to make do with a shiv and live in the fucking gutters like trash shat on by white people like you privileged fuck. And then the Black Templar will go, wow, I didn't realize how bigoted I've been all this time. I must repent, and I must share this with the rest of the Legion. And of course it'll be a black woman who will then somehow, who's like already in her 20s, but somehow gets turned into a Space Marine through some bullshit fuckery. Like, you can't have that. You can't put gender politics into the deathcore of Krieg. You can't fucking put religious tolerance stories. You can't put Muslim and you can't put Christian Muslim analogies into the Black Templars. Like, you can't do that because A, it doesn't work like that, and B, it fucks up everything. Because everything in 40K makes sense within the context of 40K. There's no fucking racism. The only reason there's xenophobia is because most of the fucking alien races they come across try to kill them. So they kind of have a good fucking reason for it. That and the fact that most of the aliens they fight have now become these never-ending waves of evil. Oh my god, there's so much evil shit in 40K that it amazes me that people actually think that humanity has room to worry about this shit. I know that there's literally unending hordes of demons coming through the very fabric of space and time to eat our souls, but I'm going to lecture you about my struggle of being a trans person, Mr. Custodes, if that's even your real rank. And the Custodes will go, wow, I know that I've been a fucking Custodes who guards the Emperor's palace and fought with him in the Great Crusade, and was personally there when Horus laid siege to our fucking to the Golden Throne. But I never once considered how difficult it must be to be a trans person. Like, I'm not shitting on trans people. I understand that there's difficulties in that. But fuck me, that does not have to be the goddamn point of every fucking story. You don't need to wedge that shit in where it doesn't belong. I'm sorry, like, I know that analogy makes me come off as a fucking asshole, but I'm not the one who would put that shit in there in the first place. And you can't tell me that's not what the fuck would happen, because they do it in the comics, and they do it in the TV shows, and they do it in the movies. How's that new fucking Batwoman season doing, by the way? Holy shit. So that's what I'm saying. If you actually, I think 40K would be a great new genre to introduce a mature audience to. One that isn't caught up in all this social media bullshit. People who actually appreciate good stories and good visuals and shit like that. A higher quality audience, if you will. Not these fucking forum posters and Twitterati's. Not them. Not Hollywood, and not the fucking people who scream racism and sexism and demand that you crowbar political messages into literally everything. You don't need that. You just need good story. Which is why I think 40K would be a great fucking new genre to jump into. Because like I said, all the other good sci-fi genres are fucked beyond recovery at this point. I don't know how the fuck people like Disney don't goddamn see that shit. Why they insist on just burning money on something they should fucking know isn't going to get a return anymore. Like, it's just common fucking sense. I don't know how the fuck these people don't see this shit. And you can't let Disney get their hands on it. You can't let Disney get their hands on 40K. Because 40K is a mature genre. Disney doesn't do mature. Like, they can do fucking, like, dark shit in kids movies. Or at least they used to. But they can't make mature shit. Which is why I don't think anyone, like, Disney should not get their hands on 40K. It should be made, like, independently somehow. I don't know how you'd pull it off, but I think that's the best route for it. You know, get actual talented writers who don't want to crowbar agendas into shit. Get them to make the goddamn story. Fuck, I've been rambling for like 20 minutes now, so I'll wrap up. But, like, my point is, like, you just gotta fucking, like, you just gotta actually make smart-ass fucking moves with this genre. And if you do that, you pretty much have a bottomless fucking well to work out of. I can't express how amazing a 40K cinematic universe would be. If it was done right. Nowhere in, like, modern media do I see anyone actually able to pull this shit off. I know the guys from The Mandalorian, you know, didn't really have a choice with Gina Carano. Kind of went over their heads because Kathleen Kennedy's a bitch. So, fuck it. They should just leave. Fuck it. Leave that ship. Let it sink. You guys tried with Mandalorian. I get it. You guys tried your hardest, but it's obvious that it's just not gonna fucking happen as long as Kathleen's in charge. It's just too late. Even if they kick out Kathleen, I think it's just too late. I really fucking do. It's already been fucking ruined. Like, sorry. It's like if you really enjoy vanilla cake, but one day you're eating your vanilla cake and some fucking asshole walks up, like, smears ketchup all over the top of your cake and then punches it a bunch and then throws it in your face and berates you and mocks you over it and then fucks it. And after a while, after a while, their parent begrudgingly comes over and chides you for getting them so upset and then taking them away. And then someone coming up and giving you another piece of vanilla cake. It's I'm sorry, it's kind of ruined. The moment's past. the charm is gone. The moment's passed. It's all over. I'm sorry. It's just over. We just need to start. We just need to. It's like an abusive relationship. You gotta leave. We have to leave Disney and leave Star Wars, and go find new love somewhere else. Go find a new franchise to let our imaginations soar in, and that's why I think 40K would be great. I mean, it's a different genre than you'd get from Star Wars. It's a lot more gritty. It's a lot more realistic, in certain ways. But it would still be leaps and bounds fucking better than what we have now with the genres that we're dealing with, or the IPs that we're dealing with. But anyway, rant over. Bye.